Alrighty, guys, welcome back once again. VNEA Las Vegas Whirlpool Championships. We have the second set. Bill Mason, Terry Young doing battle. My name is Grant. I am sitting beside Ben Francis. And they have broke. They're locked, loaded, ready to go. What do you think we see here, Ben, for the second set?
I think we see Bill put up a slightly more calculated fight, because in the first set he knew he had a little room to wiggle, right?
Yeah.
I think in this set he's going to tighten the ship a little bit.
I think so too.
And judging by the first shot, that's exactly what he's doing.
And he did really well to hide that one ball.
But I know personally, like being in that situation a handful of times, when I'm in the hot seat, I do play a little looser in the first set,
Of
knowing
course.
that I got a little wiggle room, and it's not the correct way to play. You want to try to get it done first set.
I mean, you got a spare bullet in the chamber, but you don't really want to have to utilize that.
But it's kind of like, as much as you're telling yourself, I'm going to give maximum effort this first set, it's always lingering in the back of your mind that, well, I got a little wiggle room here. Does he hammer this and try to fluke some balls? Yeah, I like hitting that hard because there's two balls over a hole.
Well,
right?
and good things can happen, right? You never know.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Didn't happen on this one, but that's the way to attack it.
And there wasn't like much of a calculated kick safety there. He was just like, he couldn't stick behind the 9, otherwise that might have been a shot. But first good opportunity goes to Bill. And if you guys are just tuning in, Bill won the hot seat, so Terry has to beat him twice, and Terry has done the first half of the job. He's beat him the first set.
First part of the equation has been completed.
That's right, but they're back to even now. There's no advantage from winning the first set. You still need to win 5 more games to take the title. The score is back to 0-0. So let's see if he plays the draw shot here. Yeah, and he does. And
Underhit that a little bit, but he's okay.
I think just far enough, because now he can play the 5 in the side next.
Yeah.
If he got a little straighter, he might have played the 5 in the corner.
Nice 2 rails around.
Yeah, good control there, too. It's easy to overhit that ball and end up on this end rail.
Sure is. He got a little bit straight, but I think he'll be okay here.
Yeah, possibly top with some right spin.
Yeah, just bounce the rail.
And then the 6 and the 8 in the same side pocket.
And call game 1 done.
Pretty much, yeah. And I didn't see, I believe it was Bill who broke the first rack. Is that correct?
I didn't get to see it. I was staring at our poster.
Yeah, I didn't see. As soon as I looked over, it was just Bill shooting the opening shot, but I didn't get a chance to see if balls were made on the break or who broke. But we're about to find out. But very, very important in these opening racks is who's breaking next.
Absolutely.
So indeed, it was Bill who broke the first game, so it's going to be Terry breaking here.
And we appreciate that, Donovan.
And
well, like I say, I'll get tickets caught up either at the end of today or early tomorrow morning.
Let's put that poster up there so they know what we're talking about.
Oh, for sure.
So that's what Donovan on the Facebook was referring to by Sent for the Advantage. It's the CSL Viewer Advantage Sweepstakes. Make sure you get in on that. Draw is going to be June 4th at the conclusion of play, or around the conclusion of play. We'll make sure we get it done at a decent time so we can get on over the banquet too, right?
Absolutely. We got a little streaming to do with the banquet as well. And if you got no plans tonight, tune in as well. We'll be doing a little bit of a preview as to what goes on at the Suds and Chips party.
I think it'll be pretty cool to we'll stream like when the countries walk in. They introduce the countries and they walk in with their flag. And I think that's one of the coolest things because it really shows how many different regions come together to make this event possible. And I've always it makes the hair on my arm stand up that all these people come together and they're all friends.
Yep.
They all speak different languages, and
it's awesome. So I've been in a couple of different matches a couple of times down here in Vegas where, you end up playing a stream or playing a team from a New Zealand, right? And they always come dressed in team shirts. And I've been in matches where it didn't matter who won. We just switched jerseys.
They traded shirts.
Yeah.
I know.
They wanted ours.
I
We wanted
love
theirs. It's so good.
When I first started coming to this event, actually the first year I played this event, we lost to a Quebec team from VNEA, Quebec VNEA League, and they gave us their pins after.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they're like, here, the little souvenir. Like, thanks for whooping us, but I got this little pin that I'll put on my case. Jeff wants to know if there's any Vancouver Island players here. I'm going to go out on a limb and say there are 0 Vancouver Island players. They don't have VNEA League in BC.
It's true. Somebody needs to change that. So
yeah, yet. They don't have it yet.
Correct. And you could change that if you really wanted to. You can send a message to VNEA with anybody that would be interested in becoming a sanctioning body.
That's right. Get on it so you can get on down here to play this event. Got to put it on your bucket list if you're a pool player.
Absolutely.
300 plus tables. Oh, missed the hit there, and great chance for Bill to put another game on the board, and this could be pretty commanding lead considering he's going to be breaking the next rack too.
Absolutely.
So an important game in this match right here.
Jeff is saying they do have some VNEA sanctioning. It's, I think, very hit and miss in Vancouver at best.
Yeah.
Or BC. We'll say BC.
Yeah, I think BC is a better way to put it for sure. Yeah. I know we've done a lot of these streams, and it seems to be a common thing that the BC players don't have VNEA. It might have changed in the recent past, but...
Yeah. Donovan, VNEA still have the rule that you need to own the tables. They do. Although we're hoping that we can add one element to that might change that. But we'll see.
We shall see. Good angle on this too. I think you can just draw straight back. Maybe play the 3 in the side next. Oh, he comes all the way back to play the 3 in the same pocket, and that was a smart shot. Very smart shot there from Bill Mason.
Oh, he is saying he stands corrected. He means to say that they need to get on it.
Oh, yeah. Yes, they do meant yes, they do need to get on it.
Yes.
Not yes, they do have VNEA. Stacy thought he hit that kick shot. I don't think he did. And neither one of these gentlemen think he did either, so.
Yeah.
But he was certainly close. Like, he came so close he might have taken the paint off it.
Absolutely.
And we just didn't notice.
Shave the shine.
So I think you play this cue ball with kind of a little top right, and you send it up near the side pocket. Obviously not in the side pocket. And that can happen. I tell players all the time because they say, well, I scratched on this crazy angle in the side pocket off the end rail. And I'm like, yeah, but how many times have you done that in your life?
Yeah.
Just over and over again, and you're always shocked that it went in there. And look at this.
That's why I don't know if I like the top right. I think I'm just hitting that with just straight tops.
More right to grab the second rail more was what I was referring to, was just like
really put it on there.
Yeah, he almost put it like the exact amount of top and right to go straight at the side. Nonetheless, look again, says Stacy. Well, now I'm real curious.
Oh, I thought he was going to get there.
Now I'm really curious. Did he possibly hit that one? Because that would be something else if they both missed it.
Well, here's the really cool part of YouTube is you do get to go back and have a look.
That's right. I love this feature of YouTube. We got the replay happening. Let's see. Here it is. Watch closely.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. I don't think
was full
so.
missed. Full miss. At that speed?
It was close. It was really close.
But at that speed, if you even shave the shine off the ball, it's going to move a little bit.
It's going to move a touch, and it didn't move at all.
Bill looking for a 2-0 lead here.
Yeah, he's got this 9, and this is well recovered first 2 games after losing the first set. It's not easy on the mental.
Nope, it sure is not.
When you won the hot seat, and now you're playing the second set, and you're thinking you were in full control, and all of a sudden you're playing the second set.
Right. Well, we may as well give a shout out to Jacoby Custom Cues, being that they're in our viewer advantage.
That's right.
And they are, of course, the People's Choice Cue of the Year multiple times. 2009, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 16. And I believe it was Divini Cues that won it this year at the Super Billiards Expo.
Yeah, there was some confusion with that because there's like a People's Choice and then there's like a
Cue Maker's Choice.
Yeah, so there's two different ones, right? So I think Divini won the Cue Maker's Choice.
Gotcha.
And I can't exactly recall who won the People's Choice. But Jacoby makes some really fantastic, fancy custom cues.
They do.
2 of which we have up on that viewer advantage if you guys want to give yourself a chance to win one.
Yeah, kind of a different viewer advantage where we get to do 2 draws in this one.
So I wonder if these gentlemen agreed to not count the 9 or if they're just playing tournament rules where the 9 counts everywhere, because that's the second time I've seen it leave the middle of the rack and head towards the hole.
Mm-hmm.
And at VNEA, the rules are a little bit different, so the 9 counts in every pocket and there's no 3-foul rule. That's kind of the
statement.
The no 3-foul is definitely a one-off rule to this event. I've never played 9-ball before with no 3-foul rule.
No, me neither.
Did he try to cut that, or was he just playing
he was
safe?
Straight playing the safe the whole way through.
But
he left it out.
I feel like his body language was a little upset that he didn't come closer to the pot, so it almost looked like he was maybe trying it, like kind of half trying it.
It could be the 2-way.
A bit of a 2-way, yeah. Because he was on the 3. Like if he cut it in, he's on the 3. And how's this first shot? Play the 3 off the 8 to open the 6.
Absolutely. He's got the right angle on the 1 to get there, too.
Yeah, so he just gets the cue ball pretty much back where it is, which is a super nice target. I'm always a huge fan of that. It gives a really nice visual target. If I can just put it back where it is now, I'm perfect. He landed even better than where it was.
But is that 8-ball too far up from that angle?
I don't think so, but it can be pretty deceiving on the camera angle. The nice thing about this is I don't think he has to do anything with the cue ball. The 4 is waiting right next door, and the 5 is pretty available.
So why not, instead of taking the 3 off the 8, just follow through?
Does he have that angle? Does he have the angle to go into the 7?
I think so.
With the cue ball? I think he might have too much
angle.
angle.
He just looked at the line there to take the 3 off the 8.
Oh, yeah. Like, I'm fairly certain that's extremely available. So how about this, Grant?
Does it combo the 9?
Yeah, but great minds think alike, right? Is it wired? Do you just hammer it and let the 9 fly too? Or do you hit it with control and just shape the 4?
I think I'm going to hit it with control. I'd rather maintain control of the table than risk the flyer at the 9. I mean, if the 9 moves and goes in, great. But I think I'm just going to maintain the control of the table.
Good question from Christine wants to know, are the ladies events finished for 8 and 9-ball? The Masters ladies 8-ball is currently underway in the final between Jana Montour and Jessica Frederis. The 9-ball finals is not going to finish. Unfortunately, the player who won the hot seat is not able to play the finals. So whoever makes it through the B final is the winner of the event.
And I wonder how many times that's happened.
Interesting dynamic. I'm going to go out on a limb and say never.
Yeah,
but
that's a very rare circumstance.
We are in Vegas, so there's a chance that somebody got a little too loose one night and didn't manage to be awake for their match. But pretty rare.
That has happened on the odd occasion.
Pretty rare it would happen in the finals, though.
Yeah.
You know. So.
Yeah.
And I believe let me just check the bracket because I am very curious now. I know the regular ladies division was down to the final 3, and it's got my Scotch doubles teammate in it. So I'm very curious how that's shaping up. Oh, and she won 4-1 in the B final, so she's going to be playing the final. Scheduled for 1:30, which is only 15 minutes from now, and they got it scheduled on table 3.
playing for either 25. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, either 2,500
or
or 1,800. Do we know what happened to Molly? We do, but it's not really our story to tell.
And we can say it was very unfortunate circumstances.
For sure.
We can go that far with it. And let's just see how the regular men's 8-ball is progressing. I know they're probably down to the final 4 as well. Oh, they are down to the final 3 in the regular men's. Also starting in 15 minutes, the B-side final. So I assume when that's done, we're going to have the final of the regular men's up here on the stream. And that's going to be scheduled for about 3 o'clock, but it will certainly depend how the bracket goes.
Yep. Did I just see
Meanwhile,
that right?
Terry
They
Young
had that scheduled on table 1?
Yes, that is correct.
Very nice.
Terry
And
Young on the board on table 1.
I do believe that would be our final stream today.
Possibly.
For pool.
Possibly. We're not going to count our chickens yet, but
Not yet, but that could possibly be it.
they are hoping to have the singles wrapped up by about 4 o'clock, possibly 5 at the latest, and that gives everybody a couple hours to go get dinner, maybe get dressed up if they want.
Absolutely.
And then head on down to the Suds and Chips.
And
Should
we'll
be
be
noted,
there.
my Scotch doubles partner said she's going to wear a dress, and I was like, well, I'm not dressing up, so like it's going to be hot. We're in the parking lot. I'm not wearing dress pants and a fancy shirt.
Yeah.
I'm going to wear shorts and a nice light shirt.
Yep. I won't be in shorts.
But you'll be in a nice light shirt, possibly a
I'm
track jacket.
Wearing it right now. This is what I'll be wearing.
Are we streaming anything else besides pool?
Yes, we
Actually,
will
we
bring
are.
you all of the action from the Suds and Chips party up until the adult beverages start to fly.
Also referred to as the opening ceremonies.
Mm-hmm.
Also referred to as the award ceremonies for the singles and Scotch. So I think we'll cover a little bit of that. You know, maybe the flag bearers coming in.
Oh, that's unfortunate for Terry.
But it is quite long.
It is.
It is quite long because they parade everybody who won a trophy up on stage.
Yep.
So I don't know if we'll cover the entirety of that.
Nope.
But we may just show a few people coming on stage. Maybe we'll take a couple separate videos and just upload them after and stuff like that. And then, of course, once the music comes on, zero chance we can stream anymore.
Nope.
They have a band that actually does great cover tunes, and it's a rockin' good time.
Well, and I think even before that, we'll probably do the run-through of the venue.
Mm-hmm.
We'll show you kind of, if you've never been to VNEA Vegas, this is obviously a new venue, and it's at the West Gate, obviously in Las Vegas, Nevada. But want to give you the full tour of what's going on.
Oh, I think this will be the perfect day for it because by the time these matches are done, it's going to be awfully quiet out there.
It will, and it's perfect because I don't want to disturb anybody as we kind of go through, show you the layout, show you all the different rooms, all of the vendors. I'm dying to show you how they've got this lounge area set up with the big screen, the DJ, the whole works. So it's pretty phenomenal.
So Terry got pretty unlucky as cue ball got kicked all around and scratched. And so Bill's got a fantastic chance to get this to 3-1, and then he'll be breaking to put himself on the hill. And Bob Johnson wants to know, do they give room discounts? I think there's like a block.
There is.
For rooms, depending on your charter, if my memory serves me correct.
You are correct.
So it is somewhat of a discount, right?
Yep. Yeah,
For
it's
pool
a
players.
blocked discounted rate based on your charter.
Yeah, which is pretty awesome. And really, they should do things like that because it encourages players to stay at the venue and support the venue. Because let's be honest, we're in Vegas and you can stay wherever the heck you want. There's a million options.
Absolutely there is. Does he have to power through this 5-ball and send it up? No.
No, he was perfect. He was perfect. Well, not perfect, but he was good enough. And so now I think he can just slow this ball in. Maybe just a touch of right spin, but I don't want to get crazy with the right spin and risk missing the 6 ball.
Give me a heads up on the walkthrough so I can pop a gravel beforehand. Oh no, overcut.
Wow.
He was trying to hold. See, and I was kind of wondering that. Instead of trying to go 2 rails and hold, I like just playing it straight top, up and down the table.
Up and down.
Yep.
Yeah.
It makes the pot easier, and there's really nothing that you have to do. It's just straight up and down the table.
I didn't mind the way he played it, but I mean, you can never overcut it. It was something, if you guys were tuned in when we had John Schmidt in town, something John touched on a lot. Because oftentimes as players, we look at these shots and we say, oh, well, he slopped that ball in. Mm-hmm. Well, he meant to. Mm-hmm. Because he's never going to miss it on the other side of the pocket is like the cardinal sin.
Yeah.
You always hit that ball thick.
Yeah.
So I think the shot was okay.
I think it was just much easier for shape and potting to just play that up and down.
Oh, it looks like Jana's won, but I didn't see what happened.
Look at this. Almost got the discount for the 2-for-1 there.
Oh, that's a good shot. That was a good pot. That wasn't easy.
Oh, really good. So Terry looking to draw even.
Yeah, what a big couple of shots this is. And Bill might look back on that 6 and think that was his chance to win this set.
Absolutely.
So he could be thinking a couple of negative thoughts right now, which is easy to do because he's human. Deuces here on the stream table, racing to 5. Second set of the men's open seniors 9-ball singles. Jana Montour looks like she won the ladies masters 8-ball. I don't know that for sure. I just saw Jessica pack up and leave as fast as I've ever seen her move. But yeah, she's a Hall of Famer, so I can't say I'm in shock.
Yeah, I would have to say that Jana won that match for sure.
Yeah, well, the scorecard is still there, and Jessica is not. So that's a good sign. Jessica took off real quick without the scorecard. That can only mean one thing.
Yeah, and Jana just went over, grabbed the score sheet. So I would have to say that is Jana Montour.
And great for her because she was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2020 when we couldn't come.
Yep.
We couldn't make it to the event.
Nobody from Canada could. Nobody from any other country could.
She missed the Hall of Fame induction. And then she comes back the next year and snaps off the singles and says,
that's why.
That's why.
Right? How about you just put a statement on that induction?
Yeah, that's why I'm in the Hall of Fame, folks.
Yep.
Big congrats to Jana. Unfortunate we couldn't stream that final as well, but they had it on a faraway table.
They did.
So it looks like a successful break out of Bill here. And a good look on this 2-ball slide across for the 3.
Hits it perfect.
And now the work begins. Does the 4 go in the bottom right?
It sure does. I'm looking live, and there's a lot more room there than what you would think.
He's looking underneath it now, though.
Yeah, but he's got the angle on the 3 if he wanted to slide over top.
Oh, no. That 4 looks very tight to go in the bottom right if he slid across. I think it is much tighter than 9 than it appears. So I don't mind this play. This is probably the safer way because if he came up funny from the other side, then it might not even be potable. At least this way, it's certainly potable. Or he could play a pretty good safety here, too. Maybe just send the 4 up by the 8 and freeze behind the 9. I think that's probably the play here, rather than trying to get crazy pot in the 4 and getting on the 6. Because this side pocket plays super tight when you're hitting the ball hard.
It sure does, and you can take a page out of John Schmidt. This is like shooting a basketball through a Cheerio.
Like shooting a basketball through a Cheerio. So do you like freezing on the 9 here? Oh, I like spearing it in if you can hit it that good.
It like that.
Wow, what a shot. What a shot that was.
And, you know, I think Bill took the lesson from from the first match, and just isn't. If he's got an open shot, he's going to try and make it because he played that safe and Bill got out, or Terry got out.
Yeah, that's important at this level. Both these gentlemen play really, really good, so you don't want to give any extra chances.
Nope. So I don't mind him spearing that ball in.
Here's another ladies division maybe finished. Was that possibly the intermediate? Was that possibly the ladies intermediate that just finished over there on table 8? Let's see. And the brackets are on CompuSport. If you guys would like to follow along, you can search for an individual player, or you can search for the individual brackets to follow along. So let's see. It looks like Bill's landed a little off angle on this 9 ball.
So it's either just finished or they haven't scanned the score sheet. So it has.
No, that one's on table 3.
Oh.
I was looking at table 8. They all clapped there, taking pictures over there and whatnot. Bill's missed the 9 ball. And this is a free shot for Terry. He can't be hating this.
Yeah, anytime. So if you're going to bank it to the bottom right-hand corner, you want to come up short.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what division it was that finished over there. We'll have to find out later on. So yeah, like Grant was saying, you want to bank this towards the bottom right, but you want to make sure it comes up on the high side of the side rail.
Correct.
You don't want this 9 hitting the end rail and missing the pot.
You'll hear often guys say, I missed it on the pro side, and that's exactly what they're talking about, because then the cue ball goes up table, 9 ball sits on that bottom rail.
Absolutely correct. On the bar box, I tend to put more energy into really just trying to make these balls.
Mm-hmm.
On a 9-foot, I'm putting more energy into making sure that I miss it on the correct side and get the cue ball safe. Because the flaw is you miss it on the correct side, you get it safe, and they just bank it in, right?
Yeah, so this is exactly what we were talking about. You don't want to miss it.
Don't miss it on that side. Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, Christine, you got it. She wants to know, do we have just one camera set up and any chance for multiple table streams in the future? 100%. We're actually going to move all this stuff over and have a 2-table stream for the team event.
Yeah, that is known. We'll have the split screen on.
We'll have a perfectly matching split screen. And make sure you guys get in on this CSL Viewer Advantage sweepstakes. You can purchase your tickets through our online store, www.cslipl.com.
Click on the shop button
and you'll find it right there, the first item available. You'll see the Jacoby Custom Cues Viewer Advantage. The draw date for that's going to be on June 4th, so make sure you get your entries in. 2 sweet options of cues, and that was the ladies intermediate 8-ball final that we heard the clapping for there.
And they're putting their cues away, so it must have been a 1 set.
Had to be the fun. Actually, I think that went to a 2nd set because they started at like 9:30 this morning.
Oh, they did too.
So I feel like that was probably a 2nd set. Meanwhile, we have these gentlemen taking a little washroom break, it appears.
Well, why don't we give a shout out to that Jacoby Custom Cue in a different kind of way. Something along those lines.
Is that not mesmerizing? I could probably watch that all day.
Well, it just shows you the detail of what it takes to create a custom cue.
Yeah, and something as fancy as what Jacoby makes. They're all handcrafted.
They are.
There's no factory building those cues. That is all somebody's handiwork. So a little 5-minute washroom break for these gentlemen. Perfect time to do it because we only got a few games left in this final. If you had to use the washroom, you didn't want to do it when it was hill.
No, you don't.
Although some players like to do that.
I don't. I want to get into it.
Yeah, I don't want to take a break when there's one game left.
Well, and especially if it's my break, I want to get into it right away, and try and take the match.
That's right.
Is there a match coming up? Finals or anything? Or are we done?
I have no idea.
There's a match playing right here, right now. Confusing when they go for a washroom break, though, for sure.
It is, yeah.
But Bill Mason leading 3-2 over Terry Young in the men's open seniors 9-ball singles final set number 2. Terry had to double dip him, and Terry won the first set. Looking at pulling off the double dip like Mr. Tyler Steinhaus showed us a little earlier on today.
Phenomenal match that one was.
Yeah, I like this one. Scratch comes from when they would just scratch a point off on the chalkboard.
Absolutely. So it looks like Terry is back in the room.
Yeah, we got Terry back.
We're ready to go.
And he's going to be breaking to try to tie up this match at 3. And he needs a big one here. This is the biggest break of his tournament so far. If
100%.
he doesn't come with a successful break and win on this rack, then Bill is going to get a chance to break for the tournament. So, massive moment here for Terry Young. Both these gentlemen are playing for a $1,000 runner-up prize and $1,250 for the winner, as long as the highly sought-after Gold Charlies. And something I forgot that they do in these events is you get a jacket as well for the winner.
Look at the 5-9 here. It is a race to the 5.
Yeah.
Or the 3 even.
The 3.
Like Terry just looked at.
The 3. You just shoot the 1 and you come across and make sure you clear the 8.
What about the 2-9?
There is no 2.
I'm looking at the 4
ball. That would be a good shot, though.
It would. That'd be. I mean, you could pull that off.
If we could pull that off, you'd be real good, yeah. You shoot the 2 out of where the balls came down in the track.
Indeed. Janet, I'm sorry, I'm going to butcher your last name, Janet.
Ibarra.
How are you, my dear? And thank you very much. We appreciate that.
Much appreciated. So slide this one across and just be very careful you don't overhit it and end up bouncing off the second rail behind the 8. But to be honest, it wouldn't be the end of the world. The jump, I think, would be pretty routine.
Yeah, I would say so.
As long as you don't
want to hug
too close to the 8.
Yeah, you kind of want to hug that right-hand side rail here.
Does he play it with left siding and possibly try to go into the 8?
Oh, he got nervous on it.
Oh, and he's going to...
He got nervous.
He's going to sell this out.
It's not terrible. If I'm Bill coming to the table, now I'm not even looking at this 1-9. Not right now.
I got a shot for you, Grant.
I'm just going to run it to the 5 ball.
I got a shot for you, Grant.
I like it.
Pot the 1 and the cue ball goes naturally into the 9, and if you don't make it, you're on the 3 in the side anyway, right? Because the 3 is close enough to the side that you don't need to shoot the 3 in the corner if you land a little funny, right?
Oh, I don't know if I like him going after this 1-9 combination. You can go right off the 4 into that side pocket.
I'm not a big fan.
This is the point where you want to reevaluate the table and realize you just have to run to the 5 ball.
And he did. And all he was looking at there was like, what does the 1-9 look like?
Perfect.
And then he decided,
yep,
not a chance by doing that.
Yeah, good, smart play.
And I don't even know, like if he runs to the 5 probably slips by the 9, and I don't even think he needs to play the 5-9 combo. All the balls are in the open.
Yeah, we missed you too, Janet. We were hoping that we would get the call to come down and do it again for you, but we understand.
Maybe next year.
Yeah. We're more than willing and able.
Spears it, but he's on the wrong side of this 4.
But he can go up table and back down again?
I don't think
it's a little bit more tricky, but I think he can pull it off.
I think the reason he did that is he just didn't want to take a big risk and kind of
with that
stunt
eight
following
ball.
or rolling the 3.
Yep, I would agree.
So he just took what the table could give him, and I love when players do that. Oh, I like this shot. I like this shot. How'd he hit it, folks?
Wow. Now, that was something I didn't expect. I thought he was just going to go straight up and down, but he put a stroke on it. He put the Bisher on it.
I really tend to find on these valley tables, that's a super useful shot.
Yep.
When you're playing the ball on the side and you draw it with heavy outside and spin off 2 rails, I use that shot constantly playing valley pool.
That was a really well done shot, and I like it, except he drew way too far here.
Oh, now he's going to wish he played the 5-9 combo.
Yep. Well, and I get why he didn't, because it's a little bit deceiving. That 9 ball's actually well out of the pocket.
It's higher up. From where the 5 was, he had to cut the 9 really thin.
Yeah.
So what do you do here? Do you try to bank this ball? Do you cut this ball in the top left? Tough to tell from our angle, but I think
it really is. I think you have to try to bank here.
And I think you have to try to cut here.
Really?
But we always disagree on the bank or the cut.
And we may. We may.
But I don't know if the bank is that available. Like, I think you have to drill it.
You would, because it is a little bit off angle, so he's just going to play safe.
I don't like this shot. He put it right near the hole. So he's got safe, but he put it right near the hole.
Yeah, this isn't easy. Well, I won't say easy, but it's pretty juicy off that right side rail.
You have to cut that ball quite a bit.
You do.
I think the left side rail is a higher percentage. Like, look how thin he has to cut that ball off that rail. That's really hard to judge. The side pocket might be close to in play there. You could almost double kiss it from there. That actually happens quite often.
It does, but then that brings in the top left scratch.
See, I like the left side rail because then you have the top rail too.
Only thing I don't like about going off that top rail is the follow in with the cue ball.
Which is pretty low percentage.
It is.
Sometimes in this game you have to think, like, if that happens to me, then it just wasn't meant to be, right?
What about just hitting on the high side or flush in the face of that 6, not with a lot of pace, and just pop that 6 ball up the rail behind the 8?
The flaw with that is the horn is big there. The horn is looming. I think you have to try to pot this ball. But otherwise, I love that shot. I love that call. That's the shot I love. What a great shot. What a great shot that was. He made that look way easier than it was. That was a really tough shot. It's super hard.
Young pulling out the tricks.
It's super hard to judge that angle and the spin and the speed, and there were a lot of things going on there.
Well, and it did bring in that left side pocket like you alluded to.
Yeah, it's one of those shots where it's like, if I kick this ball in and scratch, oh, he bumped the 9 over, but just with his hand. So, I mean, it's Bill's option if he wants to put it back where it was, or if he wants to leave it where it is. They're just going to get a clarification from the referee, but that's certainly the rule. And obviously, if you're Bill, you just leave it where it is and hope he somehow misses it, but he's not going to.
What happened there? I totally missed that.
He moved the 9 with his hand.
Oh, yeah.
Moved the 9 with his hand, so it is opponent's option to put it back where it was or leave it where he moved it to. And in this situation, you're going to leave it where it is because it was right over the hole before.
Yep.
But it's not going to matter. This is still unmissable.
No, for sure.
But I don't hate that Bill got a rule clarification there. You never want to assume, so it's always good to just call the ref over it and just make sure.
You know, and I don't mind that Bill chose to leave it. You'll get a lot of people that frown on that. Oh, he should have put it back. That's a gentleman thing to do. But when you're in the heat of competition and you bump a ball, you should be fully punished.
Yeah, and I've always been a firm believer, even when I was, just starting playing. Anytime I nudged a ball like that, I was like, you dummy, you deserve to be punished for this.
Of course.
It should be a foul.
You need
right?
to play, you got to watch your cue as well. Play clean.
Make sure you guys get in on this viewer advantage sweepstakes. It's the first day we got this live. Go check it out, www.cslipl.com. You'll see pictures of the queue on there as well. cues, plural.
Right?
2 choices there for the first time we were doing this. So the first ticket to get drawn will get their choice of those 2 cues. The second ticket to get drawn will get the remaining cue.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Little something different for you guys. We want to
spice it up a little bit, being
it.
that we're in
That's right.
Las Vegas.
And both those cues do come with the Jacoby Ultra shaft. So they're not just the butt of the cue.
It is true.
Well, it looks like Terry's made a couple of balls. Correction, Bill's made a couple of balls.
And he's sitting in on the 1-9. Do you take the flyer, Ben? Looks like a free shot if you can control the cue ball.
So a lot of times this is very situational. I'm trying to think what happened last game, right? So I think Bill had a chance to win the last game.
He did, and then he overdrew on 1 ball and set himself a little funny on the 6.
That might be somewhere where, okay, now you maybe just play safe because you don't want to sell out again. You don't want to totally sell out again, right?
Yeah, but I think he's left the 1 ball on here.
He has, but he's tied up the 5, so it wasn't worst case scenario. It was not the worst thing that could happen. It certainly goes. This one certainly goes by the 2.
Oh, it does. I get to look down the barrel.
So the question will be, does he use the 2 to break the 5? And I think the answer is yes. Because if you send the cue ball into the 5 off the 2, there's a lot of ways you can land on the 3.
100%.
And there's not a lot of ways you can not land on the 3.
Yeah.
So I think that would be the play. And it's always nice to try to get it out of there as early as you can and don't wait till the last minute. And that's assuming that the 5-8 isn't like a makeable combination shot. I don't think it is. But again, our camera angle can be slightly deceiving of what it looks like when you're at the table.
How about you just get rid of the 3 ball right now?
Time saver, but I'm not sure if that's good for him. I don't think so, because he has like no angle on this 2.
Yeah, even the cheat angle, I'm looking down the barrel, and to try to cheat that may cause that double up in the pocket.
I think he just looked at a bank on the 5, to be honest. But that's like the last thing I'm doing. I'm only doing that if I try to break it out and I don't get it out. And then I'll bank it.
So where do you set for the bank or for the breakout?
Yeah, I'm going to try to get the 4 on the side to come 1 rail around the 9, I believe. It's hard to see from up here. Well, now it's got to be the corner.
Now it's got to be the corner for sure.
The corner with low left, but the 9 has to be looming there.
Oh, for sure.
9's got to be a big ball.
I don't know that he can get in behind this 9 ball.
Okay, so
not from there.
So if you can't, and you're certain you can't, then you roll this in, you play the bank on the 5.
Yeah.
Or you play the safe on the 5, where you thin the left side of it, knowing that it'll stay near the 8, and you send the cue ball long, which I am not a huge fan of, because usually they just bank it in. So
full punishment.
I kind of like him playing the aggressive route here. Kind of just cinch this ball, then bank the 5.
You know what I really like about Terry and his stroke is that nice pause he has in the backswing.
Doesn't he have great tempo?
He sure does.
He has, and sometimes they call it timing. Like you'll hear, I'm sure a lot of our viewers like to listen to Jeremy Jones. He always refers to it as timing.
Oh, he's playing the safe.
I think he was
just chip into the 6.
Contemplated
or
the combo. 8. Contemplated the combo, and now he's decided on the second shot that I called.
Leave it long and right on the rail. That is perfect.
That's great control. Oh, what's happening here?
He was joking around. Oh, you didn't get me quite on the rail, he said.
I was like, don't pick up the cue ball. He got 2 rails or 3.
Right?
Like he got a rail with the 5, 2 rails with the 8, and a rail with the 2 rails with the cue ball. He got a combination of 5 rails there.
Right?
I almost flew out of my chair like, no, don't do it. Don't do it. So I think if you're Bill, you got to take a flyer at this.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
there's no playing safe.
Yeah. Hit it harder and it might go 2 rails. Look at how much that straightens out. That's these nice ridge back rails. They play beautiful.
They sure do.
Not a dead rail in the place. Plenty fast, these rails. Looks like they've moved the ladies' final over to table 6. So we'll definitely be sweating that match once this match is over.
Oh, yes. Which kind of tells me that this could be the last match of the day.
No, definitely not. They definitely have the regular men's 8-ball scheduled on here.
What is the age requirement for seniors division? For men, it's 50. Ladies is 45.
Oh, no, that's a couple different divisions.
Oh, yes, there's 60.
So there's, I think there's 2. Let me just look quick. The brackets are on CompuSport if you guys want to follow along as well. Yeah, so there's a 50-plus
Yeah, which is the
8-ball,
classic.
50-plus 9-ball, and then there's a 60-plus 8-ball and 9-ball. I think it's pretty cool that they do that.
It is very cool.
Yeah.
This is why when they said this match was coming, I was kind of excited about it.
I think this is super cool that they let them play together.
Absolutely.
They don't have to play these young whippersnappers who never run out of energy. Right?
Of course. Got
they're
energy for days.
You know, Tyler Steinhaus just bouncing around the table, even though he played till midnight last night and had to wake up at 9, right? Great question from Les there. Let's take a look while we got the brackets open here. And let's find out where these 2 gentlemen are from. So we got Terry Young from Wichita, Kansas, taking on, that's the wrong other name.
It sure is.
That is the wrong other name. Oh, because I'm looking at 8-ball singles. So how good is Terry?
Right?
Terry's in the final of the 8-ball as well. He's scheduled to play on table 4 like a little while ago. Here, let me get this. I think I can just hit the back a couple of times. Oh, too many times. Go forward. Oh, man, now I'm just making a mess of it. Just making a mess of it now. All right, let's get down to the 9-ball here. We're playing 9-ball, right? Is that the game we're watching? There's been so much 8-ball, I forgot these guys were playing 9-ball.
Are there pool divisions for people with disabilities? I don't know if it's specific for disabilities, but there's certainly those that are in wheelchairs. I've seen lots.
Plenty.
Lots of wheelchair players and huge respect.
And there are divisions, I mean, outside of VNEA, there's like specific leagues and specific tournaments for that.
Yep.
And so, as we were saying before, Terry Young from Wichita, Kansas, Bill Mason from Virginia. So both players have made a trek to get here.
Well, they're both 600 Fargos. Good players, according to Les.
Oh, wow. High 600s even.
Mm-hmm.
I'm positive I've played Terry Young before in one of these events. And he's a fabulous player. Really good player.
Yeah, he thinks the game well.
Yeah, and he needs to think well here because he's got the balls in the open and a chance to win the tournament. And really, all I'm seeing is one good shape shot right here. From
back
the 2 to the 3.
You almost want to draw this just to slow down that cue ball.
Yeah, just a touch. Like I might draw it with inside. Low right spin, and that's going to check the cue ball over the bottom rail.
Just like that.
But he doesn't want to be on the rail here.
Nope.
Oh, and that's going to be no good. That's going to be no good. I don't think he can do anything with this.
Nope. The best he can do is jack up and attempt to do the best to draw back off the rail.
That's a big one, right? Not everybody has that in their arsenal.
Although, you could go rail first.
I think the 7-8 is in play.
It is.
But I think you have to take that risk. I don't think you have a choice here.
No. There's 2 shots, right? Jack up and try to pound it and draw and get back to where you're at. Or you can go rail first if this is truly straight.
Both are equally tough.
They are.
I think they're probably about 50-50 each, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I tend to probably play... he did have a touch of angle. And how did he hit it?
Perfect.
Just good enough. Just.
That will do.
This is going to make getting on the 5 a little more delicate. Just a little more. He's going to have to control this cue ball well going into the 9, I believe. I believe this cue ball needs to go into the 9 to hold for the 5.
Which isn't terrible.
But
and you'd rather hit more on the high side of the 9 than the low side.
That's right. These shots tend to be way harder to make with top inside.
Mm-hmm.
And I will mention, that this is the shot Joe scratched in the bottom right corner.
Yeah,
on.
he drew this ball and scratched
He
down
drew
to
it
the
with
bottom.
bottom left, which makes the pot easier. That's why it happened. This pot plays way easier with low spin and running siding. Oh, how good did he hit that?
Wow.
And this is it. These are exactly where you want the balls to be laying to win one of these big events.
Absolutely. This is laying like duck soup.
And for the double dip, another double dip. I wonder if there's starting to be a pattern forming here.
Right?
I hope there is, because Tony's over there trying to double dip. And I'd love to see her do it. She could be going on stage this evening to get
definitely
two
could.
Charlies, 2 gold Charlies, 2 winners jackets, 2 fat checks. I shouldn't say that. 1 medium-sized check and 1 fat check.
I like those.
Oh, I forgot
like
to tell
any
you, too.
check.
Eric wants to buy us steak dinner. He keeps saying, we got to find time I buy you guys steak dinner.
Somebody wants to buy us
Eric
dinner.
Vargas.
Whew,
Yeah.
count me in.
Right? He offered last night at midnight, you want to go for steak?
Right?
I'm like, I just ate breakfast with Grant. If only I knew, I would have waited. We would have went to Peppermill and had steaks.
Right? The nerves are firing for sure.
Nerves are firing. Yeah,
this is
like
exactly why you're seeing Bill just take his time.
Oh, this is Terry taking his time.
Terry,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah, for sure he's going to take his time. He wants to make absolutely 100% the best decisions he can and leave himself
he's got
all
such
high percentage shots.
That calm stroke that he has with that pause
Is
at the back,
perfect for this situation.
it
Yeah.
really is. He underhit it.
This is okay. You can draw into the 9.
Mm-hmm.
This actually favors it because it takes the 9 out of play.
It sure does.
Now you don't have to try to pick some window to get in on the 8. I think what he was thinking, Grant, was get straighter on the 7 so he could play the 8 in the top corner.
Mm-hmm.
But this is just fine. This
Yeah,
is like
nothing
soft
wrong
draw,
with this, yeah.
little low left spin.
And really, it doesn't matter what side you come out on. Just don't overhit it.
That's right. Just don't draw behind the 9, right?
Yeah. Oh,
Perfect.
Hits it like a champ.
He's perfect. And these 2 balls to take home the title. Terry Young from Wichita, Kansas, looking at 2 seniors titles this year. And I know that's been done before because it was done by one of my good friends, Mr. John Jorgensen. Took home the 9 ball and the 8 ball in the same year.
Good old JJ.
Yeah. Oh, and he gives it
for
to
the
him.
win. Bill stands up, concedes. Terry
Fantastic
Young
stuff.
getting the job done here in Vegas. Congratulations, Terry. Big shout out to Bill as well. 2nd place.
Awesome showing from both these gentlemen.
Absolutely. It is no small feat to take 2nd place
That's
in
right.
Las Vegas for VNEA World Pool Championships. So with that being said, guys, we're going to leave you on this note. Make sure you get in it to win it. The Viewer Advantage Sweepstakes now available. Head on over www.cslipl.com. Click on that shop button. Get yourself in it to win it. This is how you guys can support us in what it is that we do. We have 2 beautiful Jacoby custom cues.
Great odds here. 2 chances to win.
The double chance. First ticket gets choice. Second ticket gets the remaining cue. With that being said, guys, I'm not sure whether we'll have another match, whether we won't.
We will.
Ben's shaking his head saying we will.
We will.
So we're going to do a quick shutdown, restart, get things locked, loaded, and ready to go for that match. Don't go far. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you head over to our Facebook page. Hit that like and follow button. If you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell button. Up until then, on behalf of myself and Ben Francis, we appreciate you tuning in, guys. We'll be back here just a few moments.